defense have North pinned at their 6-yard line. Offenbecker, the quarterback, had a little trouble with the snap, and the whistle's blow and the flag flies before they complete the play.
Looked like, Jerry, possibly the center forgot the snap count. There's a whole line left before the snap of the ball.
So that'll penalize North a couple of yards. It'll be half the distance to the goal line. They'll set it up at about the 3. And it'll be 1st and 13. So certainly not a good beginning for North. They are backed up to their 3-yard line. 1st and 13. Wide receivers Bacon and Geyer. Offenbecker under center. Here we go from the 3 now. It'll be the tailback, Buford, to about the 5. Over the right side of the line for very short yardage. 2nd down coming up. And about 11. As North is working in dangerous territory at their own 5-yard line. So South could come out of this pretty good if they can hold the Panthers deep. Geyer is split wide to the right side this time. Derek Buford lines up his tailback in an eye, and he's about 3-4 yards deep in the end zone. Offenbecker on a counter play. They give it to Bacon, trying to sprint outside at the 5 to the 7 and down at about the 8.
Now the South defense smelled that one out, Jerry, as Bacon picked his way through the line, finally found the hole, but after picking up 3 yards, and it'll bring up a big 3rd down play.
Greg Deezer, 270-pound sophomore, over on the stop for South. And after he made the stop, he helped Bacon to his feet. This will be 3rd down and, roughly 8. Offenbecker rolls to pass from his goal line. He throws it downfield. Buford bobbles the football and drops it at the 15, incomplete.
Had him out there, Jerry. Derek had to reach back for the football.
Made a nice effort, just juggled it and then finally dropped it. Spence Ramey, the linebacker, was covering on the play, so it might have picked up a 1st down if Buford was able to hang on to the football. He wasn't, so this means that Jeff Black is going to have to punt from his own end zone.
Averages 36 yards a kick this year.
Gets it away, and it's a good one. It'll drive South back to their own midfield stripe. And the Wildcats will return it inside the 50 to about the North 47-yard line. Returning the football for the Wildcats was Kevin Price. It'll leave the Wildcats in great field position. Call it the North 47-yard line. So they come out of there with great field position after the punt from the end zone.
It's a 42-yard punt.
Steve Jeffrey will start at quarterback. He is normally a cornerback on defense only. He's a sophomore. And we were watching him during pregame warm-ups. He was having a little trouble. Here's a pitch back wide to Troy Smith. He's caught behind the line and dropped for a loss. The North defense hustling over there first. J.P. Sayers, a linebacker, knocked him down. Back at the 48, they lost a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Coach Robertson said of North, he feels that his defense really can overpower the South offense.
They did that time. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Jeffrey will hand it off to Dwayne Mann. He's hit behind the line and dropped for a loss at the 49.
Some hitting going on early in this one, and making the stop that time was Mike Sharp.
Mike, a big guy, 300 pounds. He's listed in the program. He's a 6-foot senior for the Panthers. Loss of another yard. 3rd down. It's almost back to the 50, as a matter of fact. Let's call it 3rd down and 13. The rear of the football almost hitting the 50-yard stripe. So the Panthers right now controlling the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long. South has 4, count them, 4 wide receivers. Jeffrey back to pass. Big rush, he's hit, and he never even got to cock his arm. I mean, he never even was able to raise his arm before he was drilled by Jude Stanley.
And just as you said, he did not even, the line just broke down that time, and Stanley found a hole and came in and nailed him for a 10-yard loss.
It's back at the South 40. It'll be 4th and 23. So they lost 13 yards on 3 plays. That North defense was strong. Brad Norman to punt. sails it downfield. Buford catches it at about the 32 to 35 to 40 and knocked out of bounds. They're going to call him out of bounds at the 40.
A little bit better field position to start here. On the south defensive end of the ball, Jerry, some things are read in the paper. A few words given from Spence Ramey to Derek Buford. Said he was really gonna pop him tonight. So let's see how that comes about.
First and 10 North at their own 40-yard line. They'll run from their pro-I formation. Offenbecker fakes it to Buford, rolls out and looks to pass. And he'll flip it downfield, and he's got his man. It'll be across the 50 and run out of bounds. Across the 50. Making the reception for North was Eric Smith, the tight end. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 47-yard line, where it'll be first and 10. So now the Panthers are able to open it up a little. Geyer split wide to the left, Bacon wide right. First down at the South 47. South jumped off sides. Whistles blow. They'll call the play dead. Even though the ball carrier Stanley is knocked down for a yard loss. They're going to be South, I think, might be penalized. No, they're pointing at North.
I saw the right end for South jump off, Jerry. I didn't see if he was drawn off or not.
That has to be the call. If it is a penalty against North, because it was obvious the right side of that South line was offside and in the neutral zone, and they call it offside against North. And the North coaching staff across the way questions the call as well. So the Panthers penalized. Tonight's game brought to you in part by All-Phase Electric, Perkins Restaurants, UAW Local 402, and the Brain Lumber Company. First period of play, no score. North will have it first and 15. Across the 50, back at their own 48 now.
Coach Robertson feels that this South defense is a lot like Centerville, very aggressive.
Running from an I formation, Buford the tailback in the I. They'll give it to Derek. He'll go over the left side. He's got a hole. 50, 45, drags the tackler down to the South 41. Nice run by Derek Buford. And he carried Chris Miller at cornerback for about 4 of those yards until Chris was able to drag him down at the 41.
You'll hear when Buford gets the ball what sounds to be boos, but they're really going pew.
Second down, or make that, it should be, second down at about 4, a short 4 at the 41. Offenbecker at quarterback from their I set. Pitch back, Buford trying to turn the corner toward the far sidelines. He's to the 41, and he'll go no further than about the 40. Good containment over there by the Wildcats. They really strung it out. Tim Thompson finally was able to push him out of bounds at the 40. They didn't gain much at all. Maybe a half yard. We'll call it third and a long 3 now.
Garrett coming into the game well over 700 yards rushing on the year. He has 707 yards. He has 888 total.
And 5 touchdowns as a running back. He can also catch the football. They'll use him a lot of the pass patterns. Here's a rollout by Offenbecker. He'll run. He'll get a first down. 40, 35, 30. He's to the 25 and dives to about the 22, but a penalty flag is down way back around the line of scrimmage. We'll wait and see what that is. It's clipping against North, so call it back.
Well, you've seen in that situation, Jerry, Offenbecker had rolled out, and there was no need for the clipping.
There was absolutely no Wildcats on that side of the field. He came down the near sidelines. And he was sprinting easily for a first down all the way down to the 23, but it's called back, so forget about that play. And the 15-yard penalty will be marked off against the North offense, their 3rd penalty already, and we haven't even played half of the first period. Football will be placed back to the North 40-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down again. To get a first down, they have to go to the South 30, roughly the 38-yard line, so they got a long way to go. 3rd, about 22. This obviously calls for a pass play. Myron Bacon is the game breaker. He'll be split wide to the right. Well, they're going to have triple receivers. Geyer, Bacon, and Buford are all split wide to the right side. Now Buford put in motion. Offenbecker rolls to pass to the right side and looks. Downfield, there's Buford. He can catch him, but this is going to be way short of a first down as he makes the reception at the North 48 and is driven out of bounds there. So it'll be way short of a first down. South has held him. Armando Warfield, the safety, made the tackle. Fourth down, they'll punt. For the most local news, listen Monday through Friday, beginning at 5:55 a.m. I'll be with you every half hour throughout the morning hours, right here on WIZE, the Springfield station. Jeff Black to punt. Standing at the north 35. Good snap, no rush. And he gets it out of there. Very high. Fair catch made by South and fumbled at the 18, but they fall on it. Dwayne May made the fair catch signal. The ball dribbled off his chest, but he immediately flopped on it at the 18. A 40-yard punt by Jeff Black. Been very steady this year as the North punter. Probably one of the best punters in this area. So South will be backed up. Field position has really changed, hasn't it? South had him pinned at the 6, eventually at the 3-yard line after a penalty to start the game after the opening kickoff. Now, South is back to their 18. They'll run it. And they'll go for a couple of yards. It'll be Troy Smith up to about the 19. So he'll end up gaining a yard and a half out of that. Second down coming up. South will have to be extra careful with the football here. They don't want to give North any breaks because North is the kind of a team with the talent they have that could really jump on you quick. Steve Jeffrey at quarterback. From a pro set, Jeffrey to pass. I'm surprised. He flipped it downfield. Joe Johnson across the 20, the 25, and rammed out of bounds at about the 27. Joe Johnson, their leading receiver, 6 receptions this year, total of 56 yards. Close to a first down. They'll have to check the chains, and now they want to bring the chains. The chains don't have to move too far, maybe about a yard, so they can stretch them out and see whether or not he got a first down. And they're stretched. And it is inches short. Tonight's game brought to you in part by United Auto Workers, Local 402, Springfield Tire and Battery, the Overhead Door Company, and the Lobby Shops.
And North trying to stack up the running game against South, Jerry. Robertson said that he believes if they stop the running game and force them to pass, then they'll be playing into their hands.
Third and inches at the South 27-yard line. Wildcats ready to go, but the chains aren't set yet. The running backs are Troy Smith and Dwayne May. You would figure in a third and inches situation, it'll probably be Troy Smith who gets the call. He's the workhorse for the Wildcats, 434 yards, but they give it to May, left side, and he's got a hole, 30, 35, 40, knocked out of bounds. Just shy of the 40, they'll mark him out of bounds at the 39. North really played it tight up front, but South didn't run it up front. They broke it to the outside. And a 12-yard pickup by Dwayne May.
Got good blocking from the left side of the line, and May, as you said, picked up about 9 yards and a good run.
So it'll be first down for South at their own 39-yard line. A delay here. Maybe somebody had an equipment problem. The referee was making sure that whatever it was ready, and he adjusted it, and we're set to go. Johnson and Darrell Knox, wide receivers. Now they'll run from an eye. They'll hand it off to Dwayne May again, and he is hit hard as he crossed the 40 and fell at the 41.
Talking to Coach Rick Robertson, he said that he believes his defense has to stop the big play of South. He says that's been South's forte all year long is as far as scoring. He says he doesn't believe that they can really sustain a drive on his defense, but he wants to stop the big play.
Now Troy Morris will be split wide to the right, Johnson to the left. Gain of about a yard just across the 40 on that play. May, left side. This is the one that went for the first down, and this one is fumbled away by May as he's hit, and North has recovered at the South 39. Dwayne May hit up to about the 44, but he didn't have the football anymore. Somebody hit him and knocked it loose, and the Panthers fell on it back at the South 39.
Well, that's been the nemesis of the South Wildcats all year long. Coach Taylor said they got to cut down on the fumbles and the mistakes they've made, and right here they turn the ball over to the Panthers.
So the Wildcats have fumbled at their own 39. And let's see what the Panthers can do with the football here. First down and 10, North at the 39. Offenbecker on a delay to Buford. Hit at the line of scrimmage, and down he goes. So Derek Buford getting the call. But for Springfield South, greeting him was Johnny Dean. Dean, a defensive tackle, hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and down he went for no gain. Second and 10 at the 39.
That's a big job right there to bring Buford down for no gain or a loss.
Yeah, he's a load. He is a big kid. Second and 10, Offenbecker, quarterback, Geyer and Bacon split wide to the left. They fake a handoff to Buford, and they'll pass. Downfield, they have their receiver, Jude Stanley, out of the backfield. He crosses the 35 and is tackled and brought down at the 30. Short of a first down by about a yard. So they gain 9 yards. Tackle made by Chris Miller of South. It'll be 3rd and 1 for North from the South 30-yard line. 2:44 remaining first period, no score, but North has a break here. They recovered a fumble in South territory, and they have it 3rd and 1 at the 30. Bacon split wide at the right. Otherwise, everybody lined up tight at the line of scrimmage. Offenbecker, the quarterback. They'll hand it to Stanley. He's got it. He's across the 25, driving to about the 23. Steve Jeffrey, the cornerback, came over and knocked him down. But it's a first down run by Jude Stanley. Gain of 6, close to 7.
Darwin Moore not starting tonight due to some
disciplinary
problems, and Jude Stanley was the starting fullback the first 2 games of the year, so Rick Roberts has said that, really they're not losing a whole lot there.
Offenbecker to pass on 1st and 10, rolls out of the pocket, and he'll fire it downfield. He's got a receiver at the goal line, intercepted. Scott Geyer was there. The pass was just a slight bit underthrown, and it was picked off by Armando Warfield at about the 2-yard line.
Well, he threw in the double coverage that time. He was throwing on the run. It just did not. He had the man open, but just did not get it over the defender's head.
So Armando Warfield has stopped the Panther drive at the 2.
That's his 4th interception of the year.
And the Wildcats will take over. And they're running the football and breaking through. There's Dwayne May, 10, 15, 20. It's a foot race. 40, 45. He breaks the tackle at the 50. He may go. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, South. Dwayne May, 98 yards. They just... a bit of a hole on the right side. I'll be honest with you, when he sprung through that hole, I thought maybe he'd go for 5 or 6 yards, but he cut it very quickly down the far sidelines and outran everybody, broke a tackle at the 50, and that was it. Extra point try by Antonio Cole is wide to the left and no good. So we have a timeout with 1:17 remaining in the first period. Suddenly it's South 6 and North nothing.
Visited Springfield's newly remodeled Perkins restaurants lately? Come on in and see what a difference they've made. Now you can enjoy Springfield's best meal and best deal in a lovely new atmosphere. Try Perkins for lunch. From your workplace, you can be at one of Perkins' 3 locations in no time. Order the quick lunch between 11:30 a.m. and 1:30 p.m.
That tackle, and once the defender fell down trying to tackle him, that was it. Nobody was going to catch him.
He went from goat to hero that time. He was the one who fumbled the football in that last series for South.
So a 98-yard touchdown run has the Wildcats on top, 6-0. And, of course, the South crowd delirious with joy below us during that break, while the North fans a little bit stunned across the way. All right, the kickoff by Antonio Cole toward the sidelines, takes a bounce, and North will down it, surprisingly, at the 18-yard line. The North player, Steve Victoria, picked up the ball on the bounce, saw the Wildcats coming like a herd of elephants, and went to one knee. He downed it at the 18. He didn't attempt to run it back.
Well, last year, of course, Jerry, North won it 24-0, and they've won the last 3 encounters between these two teams. The South is out for a little bit of revenge.
And they have scored some points against the Panthers, which I'm sure is really going to get them fired up, since they were shut out last year. All right, Offenbecker at quarterback. Now the Panthers have to fight from behind. Jude Stanley, the call, over the right side, punches out yardage across the 20 up to about the 25. Nice run. He was hit by about the 20-yard line. Kept driving forward and ended up on the ground at the 25. He got a couple of extra yards out of that. Gain of about 7. 2nd and 3 for the Panthers at their own 25. Don't forget, after tonight's game, Sports-Wise will bring a high school scoreboard, a complete look at scores from around our area, followed by the Tom Snyder Show in progress. This time it is Derek Buford, the workhorse, who drives across the line of scrimmage and to about the 28, close to the 29. They mark it a first down at the 29. That might have been the last play of the first period, as we're down to 14 seconds. North has first down at their own 29 now. But the clock is moving along, and the Panthers just now breaking huddle. 5 seconds. And I don't think they're going to get off another play before the end of the period. They do not. That's the end of the first quarter. So we have a timeout on the field after 1 period of play.
In the first box. The lead, and they outgained the Panthers 111 to 65 yards in the first quarter.
98 yards on a touchdown run by Dwayne May. North runs the football. Stanley crosses the 30 and is decked as he got to the 32. Antonio Cole over there for the Wildcats, along with Spence Ramey. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. There was some movement up around that south defensive line that time, but no penalty flags.
Hard-hitting football game thus far, Jerry.
Very clean. They're going after each other, and it's been fun to watch. Offenbecker, the quarterback. They set up in their pro eye. BJ runs the option. There's the pitch to Buford. Cuts upfield 30, 35, and down. Chris Miller of South wouldn't let him go. That was the big play. Miller grabbed him around the ankles at about the 32, and Buford went down at the 35. So they gained 3 yards, but it's 3rd and about 3 coming up here. 3rd and a long 3. Closer to 4, to be honest with you. They have to get up to about the 39 for a first down. High formation behind Offenbecker. BJ, little step back pass to Geyer, dropped it at midfield, incomplete. Offenbecker with a very short drop, drilled it downfield to the split end Scott Geyer, but Geyer couldn't hang on to it, dropped it, and it's 4th down.
It was a decent enough pass that time, Jerry. It was a little bit high into his shoulder pads, and he just dropped the football.
So Jeff Black will punt again for North. Good snap. It's a fake. It's Buford running the football. He's got a first down as they faked it. He's across the 45, driving up to about midfield. It was a fake. The snap was coming back, and Buford, the blocking back, caught the snap from center and ran it to the near sidelines to the south bench and got a first down with ease as the Wildcats were completely caught off guard.
That makes you and I both caught off guard that time. That's a risky play there from North. If it goes as it did, you're a hero, but Buford was almost stopped.
He's a hero. He picked up 14 yards. They only needed 4. First down, North at their own 49. Running the option Offenbecker. Crosses midfield, slips as he made a cut at the south 45. It goes down at the 44, but it's a nice gain, 7 yards. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Dobbins Spec Chiropractic Office, UAW Local 402, and Meek Sporting Goods.
It's been a while since the Panthers have been into the end zone, 5 quarters straight, and you got to believe, Jerry, that they're wanting to get this drive underway and get it into the end zone.
Steve Victoria and Scott Geyer split wide to the left. This is 2nd and 3. North operates operating at the South 44. They'll hand it on a delay to Buford. He'll have a first down, puts his head down as he crosses the 40 and dives to the 38, first down. It looks like North is beginning to get their feet on the ground in this second period of play. They're starting to operate a little bit better at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the guys up front are throwing some good blocks, and the running backs are picking the holes. And
have to give credit to the coaches, though, for gambling on that fourth down play. They ran it, got a first down, and now they're moving. Offenbecker, pitch back wide. Buford crosses the 35, dives to the 33. He'll gain 5 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 5 for North.
Stop made that time by John Chappell, 5'10", 168-pound junior.
Monday through Friday, you can get the latest sports information on our sports shows. We have 3 of them. Mornings at 6:30 a.m., afternoons at 3:30 and 4:30 p.m. right here on Sportswise in Springfield.
Derek Buford has run the ball 9 times for 38 yards.
2nd and 5, North. Now at the 33 of South. In motion, Victoria from the flanker spot, but they're running it. It is Buford, right side, dive play, goes to about the 30, short of a first down, 3rd and 2.
It took 3 Springfield South Wildcats to bring him down that time. Jerry didn't seem that Buford is so squared up when he hits the hole. He just has everything right in front of him, and as we said earlier, he is a load to bring down.
He's 215 pounds on a 6'2 frame, and the nice thing about him is when you hit him, he's still going to get an extra yard or 2 by carrying the tackler. Offenbecker runs the option, got a first down with ease, pitches it back to Buford. Buford inside the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 17. Offenbecker played that so well. He was 5 yards downfield before he made the pitch back to Buford. Offenbecker got drilled by the defense after he made the pitch. Matter of fact, BJ is bending over a little bit as he heads back to the huddle to catch his breath.
Yeah, he got leveled that time, and that's what happens by Kevin Price. He got leveled by Kevin Price. That's what happens on the option. Your quarterback takes a beating.
Buford picked up about 13 yards, and it's 1st and 10 North, and they're way offside. The center once again missed the count. He snapped the ball back. B.J. Offenbecker wasn't even watching. And it'll be a legal procedure against North. It'll cost him 5 yards.
That's 4 penalties for 28 yards.
I'm sure the South, I've seen the South coaches just stamping the sidelines. They probably wanted that fumble because as the center snapped the ball, Offenbecker wasn't even looking, and the ball was just flopping around. The referees called the play dead, and the coaches on the South side of the field object. They thought maybe it was a true fumble, and South should have gotten it. But anyway, it's 1st and 15. They're back to the 22. Offenbecker on a delay. Buford left side breaks the tackle, cuts the field at the 20, gets to the 16 and down. Nice effort by Buford, making something out of roughly nothing. Looked like he was trapped around the line of scrimmage at the 22, broke it to the outside, cut upfield, and got about 7 yards.
Yeah, stop was made out there by Chris Miller.
It'll be 2nd and 8. North at the 15 now. Panthers driving. South leads 6-0. And we got a new quarterback. Brian Hawk's in there. Pitch out Buford. Cut down as he crossed the 15. Dragged the tackler down to about the 11. So I think B.J. Offenbecker, remember when he ran the option and got drilled? The coaches took him out for a breather. Brian Hawk has come into the game. He was the starting quarterback this year until he got injured. He's a senior. And Hawk is running the offense right now. Now, the run by Buford was 4 yards. It still leaves them 3rd and 4 at the 11. So we have a new quarterback in there, Brian Hawk, running the team on offense. Hawk a pitch out Buford. 10. He's got it. 5. Driven out of bounds finally at about the 1. He just kept dancing down that far sideline. So the Wildcats were flying by him until they finally knocked him out at the 1-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal to go North. Panthers driving for the equalizer here.
Doesn't it just seem to you, Jerry, that every time Buford is hit, that he should go down, but it just keeps on going?
Yeah, he's been driving and driving. He could end up having a big night tonight, the way it looks.
You want to compare him to somebody, Herschel Walker, very strong runner.
Hawk the quarterback, give it to Stanley, touchdown. Stanley left side. Looked to me like what they did is they sent Buford into the pack first, and Stanley just just followed him over and into the end zone. So the North Panthers have fought back to tie it. Give them credit. Now they were stunned by that 98-yard touchdown run. Let's see how they play it here.
That drive was helped out by a fourth down fake of a punt.
John Valenti will try and kick, but it's a bad snap. Picked up by Offenbecker, who throws it into the end zone for 2 points to Buford. They were going for a kick. The snap was bobbled, so B.J. Offenbecker picked it up and threw it into the end zone to Derek Buford for 2 points. So it worked out anyway. Timeout with 7:27 remaining in the second period. It's North 8 and South 6.
All fully safe and weather resistant, and all at unbeatable prices. Thomas also lights up the night indoors. If you're planning to remodel the kitchen or bath, or you just want to brighten a dark room, Thomas Lighting is the answer. Right now, All Phase Electric has over 100 new Thomas floor and table lamps, priced low every day. Light up the night with beautiful Thomas Lighting fixtures from All Phase Electric, the Lighting Center at 1620 West Main.
On the kickoff by North, penalty flags all over the place. Were they trying to dribble that kick downfield or something?
Looked as though they were, and the ball kicked backwards, Jerry, and as soon as it went out of bounds, they threw the flag, so they'll probably have to kick it again.
I don't know whether that was a design play or just a poor kick, but anyway, it ended up going out of bounds at the North 40. Maybe somebody, after it went downfield a couple of yards, somebody might have kicked it or hit it because it went flying out of bounds awful quickly.
Well, they're down there discussing it with the South people, and
I would think rather than penalizing North, they may take the ball at the North 40. If they have an option here, and that's the way the referee is. I mean, he's talking to the South captain, so I bet you they do have an option.
that last scoring drive for the North Panthers, 15 plays, 82-yard, capped off by that 1-yard run by Stanley.
Legal procedure against North is declined, but there was a personal foul against South as well. All right, let's see what this ends up. Referees apparently are going to mark a personal foul penalty off against South. They had a personal foul. There were 2 penalties there. So the football goes down to the South 45. And that's where North will, or rather that's where South will put it in play. So that was the situation. Referees did a good job line, because even though South is penalized 15 yards from the spot of the foul, they will get the football at their own 45. So the Wildcats had an option, decline the penalty rather than have North kick off. They'll take their own penalty and get the ball at the 45. Jeffrey hands it off to Dwayne May, cracks over the left side for short yardage, pounds it out to about the 48, gain of 3. 8-6 now, North on top. Panthers look very flat in the first period, and really got shocked when Dwayne May ran 98 yards for a touchdown on a play from the line of scrimmage. But they battled their way back into the lead, so obviously the Panthers showing a little character here. They could have really folded up their tents and disappeared after that 98-yard run, and they're down 6-0. But they came back. North leads 8-6 now. Jeffrey with the snap from center, bad exchange and a fumble. We thought this would happen sometimes, and it has happened here. Jeffrey with a bad exchange with his center, fumbled the ball, and it's recovered by North. Came out of there. Larry Ray came out of there with it for the Panthers. So the fumble recovery is marked at the South 49. So the Panthers right back in business.
We were watching them before the game, Jerry, and they were just having problems with the exchange from center to quarterback. And right there, once again, a fumble.
And we'll see how this affects the Wildcats. North will drive it over the left side and run for yardage down to about the 45. It is Derek Buford, who's been turning into the workhorse tonight for North High School. He'll about 3 yards there, 2nd and 7.
He's run the ball 15 times already, Jerry, and picked up 78 yards.
Big series here for the South players. Obviously, they've already given up a touchdown. They don't want to give any more momentum to North. Offenbecker back into the game, will drop back to pass. Downfield, he hits Stanley out of the backfield. Jude across the 40, knocked down at about the 38. Should be a first down, though. So Offenbecker caught his breath. He's back into the game running the team after Brian Hawk took him in for a touchdown. First down, North. South 38-yard line.
It's the second catch of the game for Stanley, has 2 catches for 15 yards. Buford also with 2 catches for 11 yards.
Don't know what the North coaching staff told them between quarters, but boy, they really come out and played hard here in the second. Offenbecker runs the option, the pitch to Buford, big yardage, 35-30, knocked out of bounds all the way down at the 27. There's a penalty flag all the way back where Offenbecker, after he made the pitch, Offenbecker was drilled by Tim Thompson, and I think they threw a penalty flag against Tim for roughing the quarterback. We'll see. But that penalty flag was right back there where Thompson drilled Offenbecker after he made the pitch. Buford carried for a first down, 11 yards to the 27. And I think we're going to have 15 more tacked onto that.
And that's a big penalty against the Wildcats. Not only do they get the 11 yards that Buford picked up, but they get 15 more.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by United Auto Workers, Local 402, Howard Super Value, and Springfield Tire and Battery. Now, the penalty flags have been picked up, and the referees have yet to move the football. Now, here they go.
Second penalty against the South Wildcats for 30 yards.
Move it roughly to the 13. Personal foul against the South defense. First down, North now at the South 13, and the Wildcats want a timeout. Timeout with 5:23 remaining in the second period. It's North 8 and South 6. Not the momentum that North has generated here in the second period. Offenbecker hands it to Buford, cuts upfield at the line of scrimmage, drags tacklers to about the 11, and then pushed backwards.
Derek had a big hole which closed up very quickly.
Spence Ramey there for the Wildcats, helping him to his feet, giving him a little pat on the rump. Buford goes back to the huddle. It's a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Also over there for the Wildcats, James Queen, 202-pound senior nose guard. All right, now South with their backs to the wall because North has owned the second period. 8-6 North. They're driving at the South 11. Offenbecker, the quarterback, pitches it back. Buford trying to cut outside, hits to the 10, drags a tackler to the 9, and that's it. He goes no further. Steve Jeffrey over there to drag him down. Boy, Jeffrey's going to be tired tonight. He's running as a quarterback on offense and as a corner on defense. Gain of 2 more yards. Third down, a long 6. North at the South 9-yard line. 4:10 remaining. Second period of play. Panthers trying to stick another one in the end zone here. Offenbecker puts Bacon in motion. Offenbecker drops back to pass. Rolls to his right. It'll go into the end zone for a touchdown. He hit his tight end, J.P. Sayers, in the end zone. Touchdown North.
And Sayers came across all the way across the field for that one, Jerry, and Offenbecker on the run. Noticed him there right at about the 1-foot line, drilled it to him, and he caught it on stride for the touchdown.
Excellent pass, right on the numbers. Now go for the kick placement again. This time it's a better snap, and John Valenti booms it high and long, and it is good. This second period has been all North. Timeout with 3:53 remaining in the second period. North 15, South 6.
Also reminds you, take a break this week and see a movie at one of your local Checkers theaters.
Well, once again, a very short kick by North. And the Wildcats will fall on it at their own 38-yard line. It's have a feeling they had a little trouble with their kickoffs. Darrell Knox fell on it at the 38. So the Wildcats, well, they played very well in that first period of play, but they have been unable to stop North at all here in the second quarter. That's been the difference. Is for some reason, all of a sudden, North woke up in the second period, and they have owned this football game since it started in the second quarter. It was all South in the first period. Steve Jeffrey still going at quarterback, drops back to pass, gets some pressure, breaks a tackle or two, runs out of the pocket, he's to the 40, 45, he's to midfield, he's got a first down, and finally tackled from behind at the North 45. No penalty flags. That will be a scramble run for a first down by Steve Jeffrey.
17-yard pickup for Jeffrey.
Marks the ball back just a hair to about the 46, where his knee touched the ground first. South still has plenty of time, 3:15 remaining in the second period. But now the Wildcats are down 15-6. North has scored 2 touchdowns here in the second period of play. Jeffrey under center. This time they run it to Dwayne May, and he is hit in the backfield, and Mike Sharp throws him all the way back to the South 45.
May was lucky he didn't even fumble that one, Jerry, as he was hit right after.
Yeah, he was hit 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Line of scrimmage is the 46. Mike Sharp hit him at the 48 and just drilled him all the way back to the 45. Just kept churning and churning and put him down at the 45. Forward progress will be marked stopped at the 49. So he lost 3 yards, and it was a great hit by Mike Sharp, I guarantee you.
You got to do a job to get by Sharp. He's 300 pounds. He takes up a lot in the middle.
Second and long, Jeffrey to pass. Runs out of the pocket. Now he'll try and throw it downfield and throw it right to a North player. Intercepted at the North 33-yard line.
That's Brian Hawk.
Nope, you're not. Nope. That wasn't Brian Hawk. Let me set the scene for you. Troy Morris, the intended receiver, was down around the 30. Jeffrey ran out of the pocket and simply threw a poor pass. He underthrew it, and it was picked off by Michael Davis, a cornerback at the 33, and coming back was Troy Morris to make the hit and the stop at the 34. So it's an interception by Michael Davis, and it's a first down North at their own 34. They'll run it. Jude Stanley hit at the line of scrimmage, drives forward across the 40 to about the 42, a gain of 3.
See what they ran out of that time, Jerry? The single wing. They snapped the ball back to Stanley, right to Stanley, and he went running. So a little twist there.
A minute 34 remaining. I'll be honest with you, Vaughn, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Snapped it right back to it.
Let's see how they're doing that again. You're right. They're running out of a single wing. Is that strange? The snap directly back to Buford. Buford across the 40. Penalty flag down as Buford gets to about the 41. And I think we may have a holding call coming up against the North lineman. I think Jeff Brown just got the penalty flag thrown in his direction. Penalty flag was thrown back at the 35. This is really strange. When's the last time you've seen a high school team operate out of the single wing? And that's exactly what North is doing. No quarterback per se. The running backs are lining up 3-4 yards deep, and they're taking the direct snap from center.
Yeah, Offenbecker is lining up behind the guard, and they're snapping it back. They snapped it back to Buford that time.
Holding against North. The ball will go back to the 25. A 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. North's 5th penalty of the night. See if they still run from the single wing. Now, Offenbecker will come up and line up behind the center. Roll out by Offenbecker. It's second down in long yardage. He'll dump it. Screen play. They got Buford. 30, 35, 40. Still on his feet at the 43 and drives to the 44. But more penalty flags are down. Back at around the 30.
That was a big play there as Buford picked up close to first down yardage. But as you said, flags on the play, and it might be another holding penalty against the Panthers.
46 seconds on the clock. It's an ineligible receiver downfield. They were setting up the screen, and obviously one of the linemen charged past the line of scrimmage, which you're not allowed to do, trying to get downfield to block for Buford.
Coach Rick Robertson is not happy with the call. He's been in the officials' ears.
Well, I'll tell you, 2 of them saw it. Not just one. There were 2 flags, same area. The ball is must punch back to the 20, and it's a loss of down as well, so it'll be third down now. To get a first down, they have to go out to the 44, so it'll be 3rd and 24. On your way to work or school, the news at 7:45 a.m. every weekday morning, Monday through Friday. We'll bring you 15 full minutes of the most up-to-date local news you'll hear in Springfield, and you hear it right on WIZE. Offenbecker under center, 3rd and 24. Fake handoff, rollout, Offenbecker to pass, downfield, incomplete. J.P. Sayers made an excellent try to scoop the football down around the 37, but the referee's right there and said, no, sir, that was incomplete.
The ball popped up in the air after hitting the ground, and Sayers thought he caught it. We have an injured Wildcat down on the field.
We'll have the 10 for the punt. South has a 9-man front, but that's nothing unusual. It's not like they were sending everybody. High snap, Black bobbles it. He's at the 5 and dropped there. It'll be 1st and goal to go. South at the 5. 16 seconds left in the half. This game has really turned out to be a wild one.
Now, that time the snap was high. Black went high into the air and kept it from going over his head, but he dropped it. And now the South is in business here at the north 5-yard line.
All right, 16 seconds remaining. South has taken a timeout because on a change of possessions, walloped the ball and threw it into the end zone for 2 points to Derek Buford. And now a bad snap on 4th down, and here goes South. Jeffrey running the option, keeps the football to the 5, to the 4. The referee over there is indicating a touchdown. He's at the 4. How could it be in the end zone? Oh, my goodness. The North coaches went crazy. Jeffrey was down at the 4, and the side judge indicated touchdown. He wasn't even close to the goal line.
You talk about some strange events going on here at Evans Stadium tonight.
The referee didn't even know where he was. He was indicating a touchdown, and he was just in. They marked the ball just across the 5. And that is Mike Sharp, who was limping off the field with some assistance.
He was injured last week a couple of plays against Centerville.
All right, they will put the football down at the 13. The extra 10 yards in the end zone to the goal post makes this a 23-yard field goal attempt. 23 yards for Antonio Cole. Good snap, plenty of time. He drilled it. It's good, and that'll be the end of the half.
Basketball equipment.
Took over late in the half. 1st and goal to go at the 5.
The locker rooms, they have the momentum, so let's see if this carries over into the second half.
Kickoff by John Valenti from left to right, and it's a good one. It'll be fielded at about the 8-yard line by Dwayne May. 10, 15, 20. To the outside, hit, knocked out of bounds as he crossed the 25-yard line, and that's where South will put quarterback. He had a couple of bad exchanges in the first half, but other than that, he's handled the job well. That's all that you can ask from a backup quarterback. May the call, big hole, breaks it across the 30, is tackled and dragged down by Derek Buford at the 32, close to the 33. Once again, a big run by May, about 7 yards.
He has 121 yards on the night on 8 carries.
Buford was really working last week. Not only does he run the football on offense, but he's a linebacker on defense. He had 21 tackles in their loss to Centerville last week. So you know that Derek's in great shape to play both ways and play a long time. 2nd and 3. Troy Smith the call. He hasn't touched the ball much, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Fumbled the football, and it's still booted around and finally fallen on by Myron Bacon at the 33-yard line. North is recovered.
Troy had not touched the football much, as you said, and he's the leading rusher coming into the game, and he fumbles the ball over to the North Panthers, and the Panthers will take over in good field position at about the 34-yard line of the South Wildcats.
Once again, the Wildcats have fumbled the ball. They've fumbled a number of times tonight. That's their 3rd fumble of the night. And North will put it in play at the 33. They hand it off, flanker reverse. Here's Bacon, and he is drilled. Bacon cut upfield, ran right into Chris Miller, and down he went. Or was that Miller? No, that was Robbie Robinson, who decked him. Down around the 31. They gained about 1.5 yards out of it. It'll be 2nd down.
Last week against Fairmont, Jerry, the Wildcats fumbled the ball 6 times, but lost only 3.
run from an I formation. B.J. Offenbecker at quarterback runs the option. There's the pitch to Buford. He's got room. 30, 25, 20. He's got a first down with ease. He's inside the 20, knocked out of bounds at the 17. First down. First down north at the South 17. Another fumble by South to set up the scoring opportunity for the Panthers. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Overhead Door Company, All Phase Electric, and United Auto Workers, Local 402. Buford and Jude Stanley, the running backs, behind Offenbecker. Bacon in motion from the slot. He cut upfield. They'll blow whistles. Bacon cut upfield too soon. That'll be a legal procedure or a legal motion penalty against North.
Also, penalties against the Panthers if they're doing one thing wrong tonight. They're really not got their heads into it.
Not in sync.
Yeah, 48 yards in penalties.
From an eye. Roll out. Offenbecker takes the pass, keeps the football, and is knocked down for a loss. It looked like B.J. wanted to throw downfield, but he looked and saw he was beyond the line of scrimmage at the 22, tried to back up, and South gobbled him up and put him down at the 23 for a loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 16 now. So Offenbecker wisely held on to the football. If he throws it beyond the field and realized he was beyond the line of scrimmage, so he tried to back up, and they got him. Offenbecker on a roll, looks to pass again, pressure's on, and he'll go down. Shooting through there for the Wildcats and making the defensive play was Tim Thompson, a sophomore. Offenbecker had a split second to throw, decided it wasn't there, backed up, and Thompson rode him to the ground back at the 32. A loss of 9. So it'll be 3rd down. To get a first down, they have to go to the 7. So it'll be 3rd and 25. They're back at the 32 now. Offenbecker hands it off Buford. Cuts upfield. 30, 25, 20. Finally hit, tripped up, falls down. They'll mark him down close to the 19. Short of a first down, of course. 4th down and about 12. And they're going to try a field goal, I think. John Valenti comes in with his kicking tee. This will be a long one. Valenti will put his tee down at the 28-yard line. So this is about a 38-yard field goal attempt. P.J. Offenbecker will hold. Valenti soccer style. Bad snap, and it's going to be blocked. And the loose ball will be picked up by South at the 26. And that's where South will put it in play.
Now, James Queen came in and blocked that, and he was untouched. He was watching up the line blocking, and Queen just shot up right up the middle and blocked that one.
Snap was low, and Offenbecker was bobbling it around, and by the time he got it teed up, that gave South plenty of time to get in there and block it. And so the Wildcats will take over at their own 26-yard line. And they dodged a bullet. They needed to stop him there, and they did.
Now the South defense really playing a pretty good game here tonight, Jerry.
They'll run it. Dwayne May drives forward. 30, 31 and down. Gain of 5 for May. He's had an outstanding night tonight. His stats at the end of the game are going to be pretty good. Once again this year, one outstanding high school football player and basketball player in our area will receive a scholarship from WIZE and our fine sponsors. We'd like to salute the community leaders involved in this area who are sponsoring this important program once again this year. 2nd and 5, South at their 31. Jeffrey, May, right side. Little hole, closes up quickly, and he's driven back. Forward progress maybe to the 32, and that's all. Looked like it was going to break for more, but they hit him standing up. 3 or 4 Panthers drilled him backwards, and it's a gain of a yard. 3rd and 4 at the 32.
Scott Lucabaugh has replaced Mike Sharp at the tackle position on the line. Lucabaugh, a 6-foot, 270-pound senior. So Sharp is still hurting.
Remember, late in the half, he went out of the defensive lineup due to an injury. He's sitting on the bench over there. Here's Jeffrey to pass, downfield. Reception made, short of a first down at about the 35, though. Making the catch for Springfield South was Jeff Robinson, but he was knocked out of bounds as soon as he caught it, and it'll be 4th down at about a yard at the 35.
Jeffrey on the day is 2 of 3 for 10 yards.
I'm a little surprised. Do they realize it's 4th down? They're going to go for this. 4th and a yard at their own 35, and they're going for it. Run it to Dwayne May. He said as he crossed the line of scrimmage, fell forward to about the 36.5. This is going to be close. I wonder if they realized that was 4th down. No measurement. They got it. Matter of fact, they pushed that football a little bit closer to the 37, so they didn't have to measure.
Good blocking up front by the offensive line. They opened up a hole on the left side. May squeaked through for a couple of yards and picked up the first down.
1st and 10, south of the 37-yard line. Gutsy call, trailing 15-9. Bad snap from center. Jeffrey picks it up and scrambles, and he'll be wrestled down for a loss. That was a bad snap from center, and Jeffrey had to lean over and pick it up, and Scott Lookaball, who has replaced Mike Sharp, was the one who hit him and brought him down.
Now, once again, Jerry, the inexperience at the quarterback position, and Jeffrey fumbles the snap once again.
Loss is back to the 34, where it'll be 2nd and 13. 5:45 left, third period. Score hasn't changed. Still North leading, 15-9. South with the football, 2nd and 13 at their own 34. Steve Jeffrey at quarterback has 4 wide receivers. I would think he's passing. He is, and he'll throw deep. And it's a bomb. Way out there, bounced into the air, incomplete. Dwayne May, Joe Johnson back there for South, back at around the North 30, but there were 4 defenders there as well. Brian Hawk amongst them, and somebody got up there and batted it out of the hands of everybody. Incomplete.
Now they had 2 receivers out in the same pattern that time, Jerry, and 4 defenders. So a good defense by the Panthers.
3rd and 13. The ball at the 34. Leading his team up to the line of scrimmage to the center, Brian Lewis. South ready now. In their 3-point stance, and back to pass is Steve Jeffrey. And Jeffrey's getting a lot of pressure. He's in trouble. Cuts, falls down way back at the 18-yard line. He wouldn't have run forward much anyway after he made his cut and slipped and fell down. They had heavy pressure. Jeff Black, for one, was in there for North, or was that Larry Ray? That was Larry Ray. I'm sorry. Larry Ray back there pressuring him.
3rd sack of the night for the Panthers.
So now the Wildcats are pinned kind of deep at their own 18-yard line. This is 4th down and forever. Now have to punt. They get a rush on, but Norman gets the punt off. Gets a nice roll across the 50, and it will roll out of bounds at the North 42. Got a great roll on that. Derek Buford, the only man back for North, just let it go. As North was in on offense. From their eye, Brian Hawk is back in at quarterback now. He'll pitch it wide to Buford, and he is knocked out of bounds as he crossed the 43. Short yardage. Probably shown up here tonight. I would estimate maybe 35 to 4,000, 3,500 to 4,000. On a delay, Buford breaks it to the outside. He's across the 45 and driving to about the 49. Let's see where they mark him down. They'll mark him down at about the south 49. Just shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
Buford just lowered his shoulder that time and took on a couple of would-be tacklers and just put them away.
North has used 2 quarterbacks tonight. B.J. Offenbecker started. Brian Hawk relieved him. Offenbecker came back, and now Brian Hawk has been running it. Hawk on the handoff, and they stuff it. Hawk handed off to Buford, and he was stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. No forward movement at all. Maybe a half yard. It'll be 4th and 1. Well, I think North has to make a decision here. And their decision is to go for it. 4th and 1 at the South 49. You never know how a series or a play like this could shape up, determining the outcome of this ballgame. 4th and 1. Hawk to Stanley. Got it. He breaks it. 45. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 42. First down with ease.
A good play. They stacked it up the middle and ran outside, Jerry, and he was hit at the line of scrimmage, but bounced off that, went off to the left, and picked up about 5 yards.
So it'll be a first down. Stanley picks up about 7 yards from the 49 down to the 42. He only needed a yard. First and 10 North. Under center. The quarterback, Brian Hawk. They'll run it right up the middle this time with Jude Stanley. And he'll cross the 40 to the 39 to the 38 and goes down. Gain of 4. Second and 6 coming up. It's still 15-9. There's been no scoring as yet here in the third period of play. Scott Geyer split wide to the right. Bacon in the slot right as they run for the 9. They'll put Bacon in motion. Hawk runs the option. Brian Keefe cuts upfield. He's to the 35. He's to the 30, and then Gang tackled there. He'll have a first down nonetheless. First down North. Let's call it the South 31.
You know, Brian running the option that time. Cut it upfield and cut against the grain. A good pickup that time.
2:25 remaining in the third period. You just get a sense that this North drive is going to be very methodical. They want to win it up front at the line of scrimmage and ram it in for the big lead. Hawk takes a handoff. Keats rolls, hit at the 31, down at the 31. Penalty flag also was thrown where they were blocking for the quarterback. It'll be an illegal chop block, crackback block made by the Panthers. What happens is one of the linemen goes down beyond the line of scrimmage and turns and comes back and levels someone from the side, and they call that an illegal crackback block, and it'll be penalized all the way back to the 48. Illegal block against North. So that is a break for the South defense as North was driving. And now they're backed up to the 48-yard line. Get a first down, they have to go to the 21.
There's 8 penalties in the game for the Panthers for 63 yards.
First and 27 now. Hawk to run the option. Keith has a pitch man. He keeps it. He's to the 45, to the 43, and knocked backwards. Brian Hawk running the option, kept the football. He was the quarterback penalty against North. Really hasn't backed up. Myron Bacon wide to the right. Scott Geyer wide to the left. North quarter. Obvious situation where they have to get some big yardage. Geyer and Bacon, your wide receivers. Penalty flags all over the place. They hand it off to Geyer on a flanker reverse, and he'll be dragged down at about the 40-yard line. They won't get it anyway. All right, here we go. Third and 20 at the 40. Brian Hawk on a rollout. May pass, may run. He sets up the pass and dumps it downfield, and his receiver fell down, and it's over his head. He's complete. He was trying to hit his tight end, Eric Smith, down around the 29-yard line, but Smith, as he made his cut, fell, and the ball went sailing over his head, incomplete. So it's fourth down, and the Wildcats got a big break, remember, on the penalty against North that stopped the drive, really. Jeff Black comes in to do the punting. 48 seconds left in the third period. Fourth down. See if Jeff tries to hang this one in the coffin corner. Yep, it's a fake. They snap it back to Buford. Downfield wide open. Michael Davis. He's driving to the 20. First down. But a penalty flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. Remember that. And it's going to be against North, so the fake punt won't count. They snapped it back to Buford, who threw a pass to Michael Davis downfield, and Davis ran for a first down to the 20. They call it back. Illegal receiver downfield of downs.
If that play goes, you really look good, but as it didn't, it was a penalty, and it really cost the Panthers some field position.
All right, South will get it at their own 45, first down. Here we go. Steve Jeffrey at quarterback, drops back to pass, in trouble, rolls out of the pocket. Do something, Steve. He cocks his arm, went to throw, and he's hit. The penalty flag is down. They're probably going to call that. They're probably going to call that grounding the football, although Jeffrey was hit.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody anywhere in the vicinity of that ball.
Now they would have to go to the North 44-yard line, so scoreboard says 32 yards. I'll believe it. Dwayne May gets the call. They'll run short yardage to about the 24. Penalty flag goes down after the hit. So now let's see what this one is. More penalty flags. Dead ball foul. Personal foul against South. Third period as they put the clock in motion after the penalty yardage is marked off, and that's the end of the period. Timeout at the end of 3 quarters. North 15, South 9.
Auto Parts Center is a day. Their large staff of countermen bring years of experience to their work, which means a solid
Yard line. This is third down. They need a big, big play. They'll try and pass. Steve Jeffrey, a home run ball way over the head of Troy Smith down around the 50. Not even close. And there's a penalty flag that goes flying. Another penalty. It came way after the pass had been thrown and was incomplete. Troy Smith around the 50, the ball about 10 yards beyond his reach, incomplete. And as we 8-yard line. Personal foul against the Panther defense. However, it is not an automatic first down. What, 10 penalties against North? Ooh. This is the 9th week of the season, and that is their 10th penalty tonight. Wow. Usually you see that maybe in the first week. That's a lot of penalties. Jeffrey back to pass, third and still long, and once again he'll throw the same play. A rainbow, bob it around, caught by South at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. A juggling catch made down around the North 35-yard line by James Robinson, and when they packed, there was about 4 players there. When the pack broke free, Robinson had the football and just scampered into the end zone with it as he out-battled the North defenders.
73 yards on the reception.
Wow. We are tied.
Just trying to avoid the big play, and they've beat him twice.
All right, they'll try and take the lead on an extra point kick by Antonio Cole. Good snap. Cole boots it. Let's see. It's no good. They have ruled it is no good. Wide to the right. So we are tied. Timeout. 11:41 remaining in the game.
North bench, they look shell-shocked.
They've been beaten on 2 big plays so far tonight. A 98-yard touchdown run by Dwayne May, and then that bizarre 73-yard Hail Mary pass that James Robinson made a juggling catch among defenders and then ran it into the end zone for a touchdown. And we're tied 15-15. All right, Antonio Cole to kick off. And he drills a beauty. Bacon at the 7. Byron across the 15 to 20. The 25 to 30. The 35 to 40, and tackled from behind, and down he goes at the 43. An excellent return by Myron Bacon. So North will have pretty good field position now. At their own 43.
Oddly enough, Jerry, that scoring drive went 4 plays for 55 yards. The 73-yard touchdown pass.
Run from an I formation. Give it to Buford. Derrick blasts across the 45 to the 49. About 6 yards for Derrick. One of the North players comes up 6 yards. 2nd and 4. Bacon split wide to the left. Scott Geyer wide to the right. Running from an I, they'll hand it off to Buford, hit at the line of scrimmage, and fights forward for a first down all the way to the South 46-yard line. They had him at the 50, and he just broke loose and carried it down to the 46 of South for a first down.
Now, right now, let's see if the Panthers can bounce right back. Their first 2 plays from scrimmage here, they pick up a first down. And Derek Buford on the night, 24 carries for 140 yards.
Here we go, 1st and 10 at the 46. I might point out that B.J. Offenbecker is back at quarterback. They've rotated throughout the night, Hawk and Offenbecker. It's Buford again, the workhorse. And he'll slam his way down close to the 41, maybe the 40.
He's getting about 5-6 yards a pop now, Jerry.
And what they're doing, I bet you the coaching staff of North has gone to their heartstrings and said, okay, guys, you got to blow them out up front to win this football game and do it. They mark him down at the 41. It's a gain of 5, and it's 2nd and 5. Fake it to Buford this time. Offenbecker flips it downfield. There's Stanley out of the backfield. 35, first down to the 30 and run out of bounds. Jude Stanley takes the little pass in the flat and rambled for another first down.
It's his 3rd reception of the night for 25 yards.
Ball just inside the 30-yard stripe. 1st and 10 North. We are tied 15-15. 4th and final period of play with 9:35 on the clock. B.J. Offenbecker at quarterback. Hands it to Buford. Left side. There's a hole. He'll drag four tacklers to about the 26. He'll gain 3 yards, and he earned it. Spence Ramey, Dwayne May, Tim Thompson. All those guys are on top of him as he was dragging him down to the 26. Johnny Dean, 4 tacklers.
After the initial hit that time, you see 3 South players tugging for that football, and it was almost pulled out there, but Buford pulls it back into his body.
We're under 9 minutes. 2nd down. Running the option. Here's Offenbecker. A bad pitch. It's loose. They go for it. And it's picked up. No, it's kicked out of bounds. They're going to roll that. They're going to roll that an incompleted pass. And that is a good call. That is a good call by the referee. What happened is Offenbecker was hit in the backfield. Okay, he was trying to run the option. The tackler spun him around so that he was able to face his running back. So he pitched it forward toward Buford. Forward. Even though it was a pitch, that is a forward pass. And when Buford dropped it, or it was batted down, that made it incomplete.
It was a good call by the officials.
Yeah, excellent call. The South player reached in there and touched the football, and it fell incomplete, and it was ruled an incompleted pass. That was the right call.
And they almost picked the pass off. That's what happened.
3rd and 7. North at the South 26. 3rd down and 7 now. Offenbecker, a pitch to Buford, trying to turn the corner. He does at the 25 to the 23, and Spence Ramey wraps him up and throws him back. And let's check over there. Nope, just a towel. I saw something fall over there where Buford went down, and what it was a towel. Was not a penalty flag. Buford dragged down at the 23 for a gain of 3. 4th and 4. What are you going to do?
Now they're going to
go for it. Now it's tied 15 all.
That's a logical choice there. You punt, it really doesn't do you any good to pitch too long for a field goal.
Offenbecker, the quarterback, they need 4 yards. Roll out, Offenbecker, downfield, they've got it. He just flipped it out of the backfield to Jude Stanley. Stanley crossed the 20, and caught the football and was knocked out of bounds at the 17. Plenty of yardage for a first down. They needed 4 yards. They got close to 6, maybe 7. 1st and 10 North at the South 17 now. 7:51 on the clock. And we got a little equipment problem. Jude Stanley was adjusting a strap on his shoulder pads, so the referee stopped the clock, and now they'll mark it in play, and we're ready to go. Now, this could be the football game. This drive by North. 1st and 10 at the South 17. Offenbecker, Buford, hits to the 15, and that's all. They went right up the middle with it.
I believe they're going to put the ball in the air, but the running back's got to get the ball and hold on to it. They can't afford a fumble right here. This defense out there.
Dyer and Victoria wide to the left. Offenbecker hands it off to the first man through. In this case, it's Jude Stanley. Stanley plunges across the 15. And will go down at about the 13. A gain of 2 yards. But it leaves them 3rd and 6. Now, of course, don't forget, they've got a young man that can kick a football at pretty good distance. John Valenti.
He's had 1 block tonight also.
3rd and 6 at the 13. Offenbecker, the quarterback. They run from their eye, as usual. Fake it to Buford. Roll out Offenbecker, looking to pass. He'll throw it downfield. He's got his man at the 2 and into the end zone touchdown. They have scored a touchdown.
Well, it's just a simple rollout over to the left, Jerry. He finds his man in the end zone.
Darren Watkins, who's been playing in this fourth period at wide receiver. Watkins made the catch at the 2 and stumbled into the end zone with it.
Gutsy call that time, and it works out.
So North has scored the go-ahead touchdown at this point on a 13-yard pass from Offenbecker. And let's see how they do it. They're going to go for the kick placement with John Valenti. He's got plenty of leg, and it is good. All right, timeout on the field. 6:31 remaining in the game. Our score, North 22, South 15.
Ours being used seriously. So the next time you need help, call us here at Overhead Door Company of Springfield. We'll come to your home or save money by coming to ours at 1970 Commerce Circle. We're eager to demonstrate why we're a leading company in Clark County. That's the Overhead Door Company of Springfield, 1970 Commerce Circle. Call us at 323-9179.
They dribble the kick. Antonio Cole picks it up for South at the 35, and he goes backward as he hits to the 39. Steve bent him backward on the tackle.
Yeah, Steve Victoria just pounced on him. Victoria didn't go down. That scoring drive, Jerry, 8 plays, 57 yards, capped off by that 13-yard pass to us.
Once again, the Panthers have proven their ability to come back after South had a big play. 73-yard touchdown pass that tied it, but the Panthers drove right back, and they've got the lead. 22-15. 6:15 remaining in the game. Handoff, they give it to a new running back in there for South, and he breaks it. 45-50, knocked out of bounds at the North 44-yard line. It is Kevin Price. Price, normally a defensive player, a cornerback on defense. And Price put into the backfield for that play, and Kevin, 5'8" senior, just pranced to the North 44.
And it was a huge hole opened up on the right side of the line. Jerry, I believe you could have picked that good yardage.
Jude Stanley, he fumbles the football. There's a scramble inside the 20. If South gets it, this game is over. South has got it. Quain has recovered a fumble by Jude Stanley at the 18-yard line. Seconds left to go. North has fumbled it away at the South 18, and they'll just run out the clock. Jeffrey takes the snap, goes back to the 15, lays down on the ground to get the clock moving. North will take a timeout, though, to stop it. North timeout, 33.
And Perkins on East Main and Upper Valley Pike.
Once again, Jeffrey will just take the snap from center, drop back 3 yards, fall to the ground at about the 11, and they get the clock moving again. Down to 23 seconds and ticking. North apparently will not have another timeout to use, and this game will be over. 15 seconds and counting. You can hear the South crowd. They're delirious. The team holding their hands in the air. 8 seconds and ticking. 4, 3,